Hey folks, this is Jake Davis, and today, well, this is my second video of the day. If you didn't catch my one earlier today, I did a soapbox on the Star Wars franchise. If you did watch it, thank you very much. But right now, I want to talk about video game movies. I'm going to do a top 5 on video game films. First off, the reason I'm doing this today is because Detective Pikachu comes out next week. For some reason, I had in my mind that it was coming out today, but it comes out next week. And it's the first live-action Pokemon movie. And with the trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog coming out a few days ago, which comes out this Thanksgiving, yeah, it got me wanting to do this. First off, I was like really excited about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I thought, great character, great game. Jim Carrey was a good mix, and I was interested in what they could do with modern effects with the character. And I saw the trailer, and yeah, just all excitement's gone. Don't care, do not care about it in any way now. But so I want to do my top 5 video game movies now. A little bit more priming. There are over. First video game movie was 1993 with Super Mario Brothers. I'm just counting the live action ones here. And in that 26 years since, we've had over 30 films. So where there's so many gamers and so many gaming sites that should make it very clear that I'm not a gamer. I mean, I like video games, sure. I like to play. I liked to play when I was a kid. But my parents, I guess they kind of felt we spent enough time in front of the TV as it was. So we weren't allowed to have a game system in the house until my 13th birthday in 1997. And then I just got a hand-me-down NES Classic with, a couple of games. That's what I got. But I still enjoyed it. I still had fun. It's not like I didn't get to play video games. I had cousins, I had friends, I had neighbors. I got to play video games all the time, just I wasn't allowed to have them, any of my own. Anyhow, seeing as I'm not a gamer and my era of video gaming was really done by the by the time I was in my early 20s. I currently own a classic NES, a Sega Dreamcast, N64 and an Xbox. But if I'm gonna play a video game, it's gonna be my N64. Just as a casual gamer guy, not a real gamer, just real quick, these were the games I've always really enjoyed playing. Sonic 2, House of the Dead, WWF No Mercy, Street Fighter 2, Mega Man 3, Kirby's Adventures, don't judge me, virtually any Tetris, Zelda, mostly good, but I like the Ocarina of Time. Spider-Man, both 64 and the 2002 movie version. Dead to Rights. I don't even know how famous that game is. Super Mario, Super Mario Brothers, but more specifically, I love Mario Kart. That's my favorite Mario game. And I know it's a shitty game based on a shitty movie, but I love the Xbox's Van Helsing game. I mean, just the sheer fact that it's a game has a lot of levels, but it's a game you could basically beat in a day. And the fact that it's all these wild monster enemies in it is really fun. Just pretty much any movie monster you can think of pops up, aside from like a giant monster, Godzilla or Jaws or something like that. And the real winner, the reason I bought it twice, this stupid ass game twice over the years, was that the weapons thing. Any weapon you acquire throughout the game, I mean, it's not like you can use it anytime you want throughout the game. It's just a wild weaponry, and I'm sorry, that's a win for me. So, with these movies, with the 30 plus movies, there's 20 plus I've seen, and of those, like with my Pixar and like with my MCU lists, I'm not one movie per franchise per series. You know what I mean? Like for example, I don't have the Silent Hill movie on this list. So if I were to have Silent Hill, I just have one of the two Silent Hill movies, not both of them won't be eligible. So those 20 plus, the 15 titles aside to anything I played or I grew up playing, enjoyed over the years, had my own copy, got a bit of an extra push. So here we go. No more priming, talking for 5 minutes, just now getting to the list. Okay, so number 5 is Warcraft. Now, the reason it's number 5 is because I've never played Warcraft. I've never played a single version of the Warcraft game, and I don't really know too much about the game. But I thought the movie, though bad, and that's another thing I should point out, all these movies are still bad. There's no good video game movies. I'll get to why by the end of this. But Warcraft, to its benefit, has some great special effects and a really good score. But like most big special effects movies of this era, they spent far more heart and far more attention to the CGI animated characters, or the motion capture characters, I should say, and the humans really kind of just, felt like there's really nothing to them. They were just there. They weren't interesting, and they felt more robotic and more cheap than the cartoon people. But that being said, it's a lot more entertaining movie than it should be, and I was a little bummed out it flopped because I enjoyed the movie. I had fun watching it. Number 4 is a tie. Got a cheat here. Last year's Tomb Raider and last year's Rampage. Now, the reason these movies even made the list is because I enjoyed both games when I was younger. Particularly I think it was Tomb Raider 2 was the one I played on PlayStation. But anyhow, and Rampage I played with my cousins, when I was younger. But I liked those games, and I enjoyed both these movies, even though I thought they're both very stupid films. And the fact that they're both so recent, just a little over a year, I haven't soured on them yet, so that's why they're here. That's why they're that high, and that's why they made the list. Even though I think as far as just initially, I would say that as far as well-made movie with good developed characters and good acting, I actually think last year's Tomb Raider might be the best video game movie ever made, to be honest with you. Number 3, I got Mortal Kombat, the original, 1995. Oh yes, I know. It is so bad. But that's why it's great. That's why it's so funny. So fun. I mean, you got Christopher Lambert, who's a great ham. I think it was Brigitte Nelson, what's her name? That beautiful blonde who played, that's not her name. Maybe it was Brigitte Wilson. But she played Sonya Blade, and she was good in it. The guy who plays Liu Kang is cool. Carrie, damn it, forget his name now, but he was so awesome. This over-the-top Chinese actor who was just always the bad guy there in the 90s. I had my fingers crossed that when they did do Iron Man and did the Mandarin, that he would get to play the Mandarin because he would have been so perfect. But that's a far sad story there, what they did with the Mandarin. But moving on, sticking to video games, not comic books. And of course, what everybody loved about the Mortal Kombat movie was its ridiculous cheesiness, its shameless fun, its over the top, absurd theme music, and the very last shot. I loved the last moments of the film. Number 2 is, I can't believe I have it number 2, but the original Resident Evil. I held into the Resident Evil movie straight up till the third one, and I'm like, another 4 or 5 of them since then, but I couldn't keep up with it anymore. Now, the first movie, it was stupid, it was shameless, but Mila Jovovich and Michelle Rodriguez brought enough charm and sex appeal to keep the stupid fun. It's bad. It's a really bad movie, but it is fun movie. It's fun bad. Which brings me to my number 1, my favorite, the best probably, maybe not the best, but my favorite video game-based film is the original Street Fighter, 1994, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia. There's many reasons why this is number 1. It's like I said, it's stupid, but it's the fun stupid. There's so much action, so many characters. It's based on probably, it's probably my favorite of the classic video games. A personal favorite video game is probably WWF No Mercy from 2000. But, Street Fighter 2 is a great game. And all the work of the characters, and yeah, sure, Blanca and the other guy could have been a lot cooler. But, I mean, the final performance of Raul Julia, and even though you can tell he's sick, he's so good in it. Andrew Baranski is great in it. Wes Studi is always a win, to quote a different YouTuber. Ming Na Wen is terrific in it. The movie just had a good cast. It made a good effort, and despite being stupid, it's really, really a fun movie. It captures the heart and the feel of just video game silliness. So yeah, I'd say it's the best one. Now, other ones like okay, I was gonna talk about honorable mentions, but is there a reason to? Oh, they all sucked. They were all so bad. Even the movies I talked about here were really bad. Like Prince of Persia is terrible. The Hitman movies are terrible. Max Payne, even though Timothy Olyphant's still good, and he's just a good actor. Need for Speed was a movie I tried to like because I love the video games so much, but no, just no. Of course, you could always say that there's still video games out there that haven't been made into movies that have potential to be terrific movies. Like, say, Uncharted, Red Dead Redemption, or Red Dead Revolver, whichever one they decide to make if they do that. But this is why I say a video game movie can't be a good movie. It's because when you, as far as adaptation-wise, when you read a novel like The Lord of the Rings, or read a comic book like, Superman, or you watch a film like Rambo, or watch a TV show like, oh God, it's just a popular show for a video game. I don't know, like The Simpsons. You can go from watching their adventures to playing their adventures, being the adventure, being the character, or playing a video game. That's where you fuck up with video games. A video game, you don't give a shit about playing as Solid or Snake. Was it Snake or Solid, the guy's name in Metal Gear? Anyways, or Sonic. You don't care about sitting down and watching these or Mario, sitting down and care watching the Link's adventure on the big screen because you have Link's adventure. You are the Link adventure. Link was created for you to be him, to transcend your fantasies and your imagination into this big world. That's why it doesn't work. That's why it will never work. You were supposed to read about Batman. You were supposed to read about Sherlock Holmes. But you were supposed to be Sonic the Hedgehog, and that's what made it so much more appealing. Not more appealing, but that was the appeal. So overall, I think Pikachu will probably do decent money. I do agree with most people. Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu doesn't really make a lot of sense. Name I keep coming across was Danny DeVito, and obvious. But I'm not a fan of Pokemon anyway. So, I'm not the guy to talk to about fucking Pokemon. And Sonic the Hedgehog I loved, and I think it looked stupid as hell. I guess they came out and said that they're going to try to fix the effects. And even only with 6 months to go, it's possible they could do it, but they'd have to bust ass. But just the sheer fact in a time where major studios like Disney are coming out, what, you didn't like our movie? Well, fuck you. Tough. Suck it. Just don't go see it then. These guys are just like, hey, we heard your complaints and we want to give you the movie you guys want to see. So that was refreshing. That was nice. Anyhow, hope y'all like this review. Hope you have an opinion. What video game movies do you like? What video games do you think might make a good movie? Or do you agree with what I had to say? I mean, come on. You guys say it. I dare you to come in here and admit that you liked Double Dragon or Wing Commander or Tekken. I didn't know there was a fucking Tekken movie until I did the research for this. And then I watched the trailer and no, ain't watching it. Anyhow, like I said, hope you like, enjoy, share, get involved, comment. All the shit they say at the end of YouTube videos. You know how to do it. I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly, baby.